Hey guys, how's it going? Robert Warshak here, and we were finally able to get into Riot Games' new card game based off of League of Legends. It's a pretty exciting new game, and I'm sure you've either heard of it or have seen one of your favorite streamers or content creators already playing it. But the problem is, for those of you who are brand new to it, you probably, if you've played League and you've never played a card game before, this is really overwhelming. And even if you're a card game player like myself, it took me a while just watching other players, looking up guides, and actually playing it for quite a while today to fully understand all the mechanics and the basics to be able to lay them out to you guys. So in this video, honestly, the best way that I learn is watching someone else basically play it and explain everything they're doing, what the hell's going on, and what everything means. So we're going to basically go through a game that I recorded off stream of me explaining how to play the game, what everything means, and the breakdown of how a match is played. Granted, I can only cover so much in a single game. I'm not going to be able to cover every single ability, every single card. We basically go turn by turn of what I'm doing, what I'm thinking, what do the cards do, how they interact, and all that good stuff. So with that, let's roll it and enjoy. All right, so heading into the game here, this is basically the Mulligan Phase. Very similar to Hearthstone, we can pick and choose what we want to go in our opening hand. So I want to get rid of the 4-drop. I already have one Ezreal in my hand. I don't need two. So I'm going to keep a 2-drop and a 3-drop. That looks pretty good to me. I'm going to go through things as they happen because there's a lot to cover if you've never played a card game or not familiar with how, Hearthstone or Magic are played. If you've played Hearthstone or Magic, you're going to catch on really quickly. If you're new to card games, not a problem. Just try to, I'm going to shoot a ton of information and slow me down if needed. So every turn you get 1 mana. The mana is located here on the right. So I have 1. My opponent has 1. So because I have 1 mana, the mana of each card is the top left. So I'm going to play the 1 mana minion in my hand, which is Teemo. And if we look to the battlefield, one player is going to have a shield. One player is going to have a sword. The sword guy, the sword on your side means you're the attacker. The shield on my opponent means he's a defender. Each and every turn they swap back and forth. So next turn I'll be defending. So because I'm attacking, I played my minion. He didn't respond to my minion or play a minion for himself. I'm going to choose to attack with my Teemo. In this game, there's no summoning sickness. So you can attack the turn the minion comes out, making aggro decks really popular right now. So I'm opting to attack with Teemo. Teemo swings. Shrooms go into my opponent's deck. You're like, Rob, what the hell was that shit? Teemo's ability is quite cool. So he has elusive, which basically means he's like very similar to Magic. He's flying or has flying, which means no card who doesn't have elusive can't block him, which means only cards with elusive can stop this guy. Nexus Strike is his ability, which means when he attacks my opponent in the face, he puts 5 shrooms in my opponent's deck. Each shroom, when drawn, does 1 damage. So currently I have potentially 5 damage if he draws them. He has 34 cards left in his deck with 5 shrooms. All right, so my opponent played a 2-mana 2/1. I'm defending, so I'm going to go ahead and play a 2-mana 2/2 of my own with its ability that when I play him, he gives me a Mushroom Cloud, which is a 1-mana spell, burst speed, and it plants 5 shrooms in my opponent's deck. So he's attacking with his 2/1. I'm going to go ahead and block with my 2/2 because when this card strikes, it reduces the cost of the most expensive card in his hand by 1. So I kind of want this guy to die. I don't want this guy to attack a lot. And strike means every time he attacks and does damage, which he did damage, so it'll occur once, but since he's dead, it won't occur again, obviously. So now I have the sword. He has the shield. I'm going to go ahead and play Ezreal, which is a 3-mana minion. We'll see how he responds to this. See, also, Ezreal has elusive himself, which is pretty annoying. So this is like a very annoying deck I'm playing. There's a lot of elusive. There's a lot of can't, block my minions, and my minions keep hitting them in the face, and they generate stuff. And the stuff they generate is very exciting. All right, so if you're wondering what is over here on the left-hand side, he has this is health. So he has 19 health because I attacked him on turn 1 with Teemo, and I have 20 health because he's done 0 damage to me. Looking at spells, all right, well, we'll see what he does, and I'll go back to spells. So he played a spell himself, a burst speed spell. And then he played a 2-mana 3/1 minion. So I'm going to opt to put both of my characters to attack. Neither of his minions have elusive, which means he can't block these guys. Normally, he would block his 1/1 with my 1/1, but because, again, he can't, we get the advantage there. I have no mana. The game knows that, so it's going to switch positions. Instead of attacking, I'm now defending. Like I said, every turn it swaps back and forth, and he's attacking. We both, again, the mana resets, and we go to 4, and he's at 4. Next turn, I'll be at 5, he'll be at 5. And if you're wondering what these circles are below the mana, if you don't spend all of your mana, it actually goes into a pool of saved mana, and you can use that on spells. You can't use it on minions, but you can use it on spells. So he has basically 2 mana he can use on spells right now if he wanted to. So he played a card that has elusive, so now he can block my elusive cards. But he doesn't know I have a spell that does 2 damage that could kill that card. But first, let's play our 4 mana 4/4. Just like Hearthstone, we play the biggest card in our hand with the most mana. Kappa. So basically I have nothing else to do here. We'll see if he decides he would like to attack. He played another burst speed spell. It looks like he's attacking with all his stuff. Okay, so what it looks like I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna block his 1/1 with Ezreal, because Ezreal is a 1/3, so Ezreal won't die here. And then I kind of want to block his I was gonna say I want to block his elusive, but again, my guy doesn't have elusive, so I can't block it. So I guess I will block his 3/1. Actually, I lied. I'm gonna block his 1/1, and I'm gonna let the 3/1 go through, because next turn I can use both Mystic shots and kill both his guys. So again, I have no mana. The game knows that. It's gonna pass my turn. Now I'm the attacker. He's defender. We both draw a card. All right, so first things first here, I'm gonna go ahead and Mystic Shot down this 2/2. We'll see if this attack hits. Or this spell hits. So this is a fast spell, so he could basically counter this if he wanted to with a burst spell or maybe another fast spell. He could never play a slow spell, and those are the 3 kinds of spells in the game. Slow, fast, and burst. Burst being instant speed, fast being can be countered by another burst, and then slow doesn't counter anything. And each time you play a card, your opponent has a chance to respond to that card with something. So I used a card that did 2 damage. He responded by playing a Zed. Because he played a Zed, I'm going to respond with another card that does 2 damage. And I'm going to put that on Zed. And then I'm going to hit OK. And then if he wants to respond to this, he can. And if not, then he has a chance to do something else. So he didn't respond to my spell. And now he can play a card if he wants to. So he has basically 3 mana left. 1 mana is his save pool, so he played a 2 mana minion, and he has 1 mana left. And 1 mana left, this can only be used on spells. Alright, so now he has no cards that can stop my elusiveness. But so what I want to do here is I'm going to play a Mushroom Clad. It's going to shuffle 5 mushrooms in his deck. Because now Teemo's ability of leveling up has been activated, Teemo's going to go into level up mode. And I'll explain here in a second what that means. So Teemo's ability, each hero has a special ability. Once activated, they level up, all of the league champions. So Teemo's says, you've planted 15 plus poison shrooms in your opponent's deck, level up, and he turns into this Teemo, which is basically, it gives him +1/+1, and it says Nexus Strike, which is very similar to what he had before, double the shrooms in the enemy's deck. So basically, my opponent went from 15 shrooms to 30 shrooms with 1 attack. And because I have nothing else to play now, I'm going to end my turn. So we draw. He drew 2 shrooms. It does 2 damage. He's now at 6 mana. I'm at 6 mana, and he has the 1 in right here, the spell mana. So he has basically 7 mana. If he had a 7 mana spell, he could use it. But he only can use 6 mana on minions. Both his minions, this glowing shit, quick attack. Quick attack is while attacking, he strikes before the blocker, which means if for example, I blocked his 3, I had a 1/1 and he has a 3/1. Normally it would kill the 3/1, but because he attacks my 1/1 first, he would actually kill it. So he plays Jinx, and Jinx says she levels up when her hand is empty. So Jinx, she also has quick attack, level up, hand is empty, and she'll turn into this. But I don't think that's going to happen. That's too much information. We'll get to it in a little bit. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to play a minion. I have 4 mana left. Because I played a minion, he now has a chance to respond to this. Now he plays a minion, and then he refills. This card is a 3 mana 2/2. When it's summoned, he refills his spell mana, so now he has 3 here instead of 1. And this card in my hand says to play this, spend all my mana, and it does this amount of damage to a minion. So basically what I want to do here is I want to use this card and I want to hit Jinx. because I want Jinx dead. I'm gonna hit OK now. And this is a slow spell, so he has a good chance here to use another spell to counter it or to buff his minions, but he only has 3 mana he can use on spells and 2 cards in hand. So the chances that they're I guess pretty low. So it looks like he's probably going to attack with everything. I'm going to block. This is 6 damage I'd be taking, 8 if I allow that to go through. So what I can do here is I would like to draw a card with this guy. So I'm opting to kill this, even though I know I could block here and have this guy live. I'm using this to block so I can get the card draw and take 2 less damage. So that guy's dead. I draw a card. I take 6 damage, which is kind of a lot. And now I'm the attacker, he's the defender, and we now are at 7 mana. He drew 2 shrooms. So what I'm gonna do here is a pretty exciting move. We're going to use all of the shrooms in our hand. We're gonna shuffle 15 shrooms into his deck because each one of these cards puts 5 in. So now he's gonna be at 41 shrooms. I'm going to opt to attack with my Teemo and Ezreal. Again, they have elusive, and actually I'll attack with the 4-3-2. So this guy only has quick attack while it's attacking, which means if I attack with this and he blocks, his quick attack doesn't work because he's blocking, not attacking, which means my 4-3 should kill his 3-1. We'll see how he decides to respond to this. He's got 7 mana and 3 in the bank, so he technically has 10 mana, 3 cards in hand. He lets the attacks go through. Because Teemo hit face, he now has 82 shrooms in his deck. And remember, each time he draws one of these, he takes 1 damage. So there's 28 normal cards in his deck and 82 shrooms now. Because Ezreal attacked the opponent in the face, it again has a Nexus Strike ability, which gives me a Mystic Shot, which is this card right here, which is why it's glowing green, because it goes away at the end of the turn. So what we're going to do now is that we have 4 mana available. We can use the card that he gave us to target my opponent in the face and hit him for 2. We're going to hit OK and see how he responds to this. He didn't respond to the first one, so I'm assuming I'm going to play another Mystic Shot, and I'm going to go face again. And we'll see if this kills him. So if he grants an ally in hand +1/+1, that basically means that that's not a spell, and we're going to use the other Mystic Shot to kill him now. Now we win. Cool stuff. Well, that completes our first game. Hopefully, that wasn't too much information too quickly. For those of you who have further questions on certain things, feel free to leave that in the comment section below, and I'll answer you guys. Because I know if you've never played a card game before, which is this is a lot of people's first card game, this can be very overwhelming. And the best way to learn is, in my opinion, the only way I learned this game was watching other people play and having them explain it. So hopefully I was able to do the same to you guys, and you guys have a better grasp of what the hell is going on when you're watching, this new card game in action. So again, thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, that's what the comment section before. Hopefully you've enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next video. Of course, I'm Robert Warshak, and happy whatever the hell date is.